Hello, welcome back to another video. This one's going to be looking at how to analyze your own gameplay and become an overall better teammate and individual player. I hope it's helpful and I hope you enjoy. The first thing we're going to look at when looking at analyzing decision making, your own gameplay individually, and how it reflects on your team is, was the play you did the right play? Okay? I hear a lot of people say, and it's been ageless, this saying. It's like, it worked, so it was right. It's not the case. Your mechanics might have got you over the line, but against better players, would that play have worked? Could you have done that against the best team in the region, and would it have worked, You don't want to use that cop out because that is an easy way to cap yourself and limit how good you can become as an individual player and as a team player, alright? You want to seek further answers and ways to bridge the gap against the best teams or to build a gap against like the worst teams. You want to be making the better play than the worst teams. You want to be having every edge over them. You want to be mechanically better and better at decision making. You want your decisions to put you over the line even if your mechanics don't get you there, on their own. So ignore that whole it worked so it was the right play. That's the wrong way to think, and it's like an easy way to cap yourself as a player. So the first thing we're going to look at is looking at, was the play you did the right play? And you can use this when you're analyzing your own demos, and you should use this as well as on the fly thinking when you're playing pugs. Was that the right play? Should I have done that? It worked, but could I have won it in a different way? So first thing you should look at when looking at whether your play was right is, what is your team doing? What's the overall structure of the round? Okay, just say you're in cave, your teammate is ramp, and 3 of your teammates are fighting mid. Alright, you've thrown some U2, you faked out A, you're fighting through donut 1 and 2 through mid. The play is happening in mid, right? You're going quite aggressive in mid. So, firstly, you want to be calling information to your teammates. Alright, are you smoked off? Can they push your team through shelf? Alright, if not, alright, can you U2 them off? Can you delay for your team to make a play? Can you molly them? That's good. See, you're sort of playing defensive and you're playing reactive because your team is making a play on another side of the map. Your win condition is crunching mid. Maybe you can even get involved. You can throw U2 and come through. But what you shouldn't do is go too aggressive and just say they smoke this and you go through it. You fight solo, or you take a one-on-one here when you just don't need to. Alright? You need to play off how your team has structured a round and how your team is trying to win the round, right? Maybe you could just throw U2 to a block. Keep your life. You staying alive here puts a lot of pressure on the T's, and they can't as easily fight shelf. But as soon as you're dead, now it's open rain, Now they can fight your team and ambush your team, right? So looking at what your team is doing and what you should do. What is your role? Sometimes doing nothing or just calling nothing is there and just holding the line is better than doing something. Okay, you need to understand when to be proactive versus when to just hold a line and play off information and relay to your team and stay alive. Okay, also, what is that goes into what is the purpose of round. So overall layout, understanding that's very important. And next one is looking at disadvantage versus advantage. Do you have the disadvantage when you're making the play, when you're going aggressive? Are you down 3 versus 5, right? Do you need to even things up? Because if you play round by default, you're going to play 1B, 1 mid, 1A. It's not going to work. The other team's going to group up, hit a side, and trade you out. So you need to make a play. You need to be proactive. You can do this through gamble stacking. You can do this through seeking information. Or you can just save. All right? What's important is that you understand when you have an advantage versus disadvantage. Okay, you need to make a play. It's 3 versus 5. Maybe it was the right thing to do. You die, 2 versus 5, it is what it is. You tried to even out the round. You tried to make a play. You tried to even the numbers. You tried to stack a site. All right, you called for a stack. You called for 3 stack B. They go A. That's fine. You weren't going to win the round typically by playing the round normally anyway. If they come B, at least you have a chance. You have 3 stack there. Okay? So, but in terms of individual decision making, looking at, okay, you're up 5 versus 4. You shouldn't be peeking. You shouldn't be taking a one-on-one with the other team because they want that. They want the one-on-one because they want to even it out to make it a 4 versus 4. Think of what the other team wants. Give them the opposite. They want to fight. They want to even out 5 versus 4. No, you're just going to block them with U2. You're going to get your teammate to come over. You're going to double peek, right? Maybe you make it a 4 versus 3. You trade them out and you win like that. Be proactive and understand when you have advantage versus disadvantage. Understand when the other team has a disadvantage, what they need to do to win the round. Okay? So that goes to the start of decision making. And next we're going to be looking at execution on that. Alright, so looking at execution. So just say you're at ramp and you swung on someone and you've taken a one-on-one. You killed them. Alright, lucky. Now it's a 5 versus 3. Okay, you were up 5 versus 4 and you did that one-on-one. Not the best thing to do, but let's look at your execution. Alright, what you're gonna do. Could you have, first thing you should look at is, could you have incorporated your teammates? Could you have made it a 2-on-1 rather than a 1-on-1? Could you have swung with your teammate to fight that person? Could you have set up a crossfire? They peek, then you peek. They peek, and then you peek. Could you have done it like that? Could you have traded them out? Could you have called for a flash from your teammate and then peeked with it? You know, all these things gain you the tactical edge and like an advantage over the other team. You should always, always try and find ways to incorporate your teammates, whether it's through you two or like by pure like just swinging together. You need to understand that it's a team game. Always trying to have the advantage is so essential to winning games. Even when you have man advantage, you should always play for the edge. You should never get slack and just think, okay, we're up 5 versus 3. I'm just going to fight this person because I'm better. It's not good because then you give up 5 versus 4. Your teammate does the same thing, 3 versus 3. It's like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to throw rounds. I think I got the examples wrong there, but yeah, you want to always just play together. Play off your teammates' flashes. Play off your teammates' contacts. You know, sometimes you will have to make a play by yourself, but could you have delayed and wasted time so your teammates could rotate in and then you could peek together, you know? Don't just think because you're alone you have to swing. You could util. You could be like a bit slimy, play back. You could just play to block and then hold off for your teammates to rotate. Because odds are, if you're solo, your team has a win condition somewhere else. Enable them to have that win condition and enable them to win the round for you. You staying alive is just as important as them making the play and winning the round. You have to understand that. So, execution. Could you have done it with a teammate? Could you have used util yourself to block or to get an advantage? Could you have naded them instead of just taking a straight 50-50 fight? Also, could you have gone more aggressive or defensive? You know, if you're double here, maybe you swing out, take a fight. Or if you're solo, you know, you util. If you don't have util, you can just play back. Okay, if they want to fight you, they can fight you, but at least you have a bit of an off angle now, you know, or you can jiggle and play for information. Understand what situation you're in and whether you should fight or play defensive. Typically, when you have advantage, you play more defensively if you're solo. But if you have advantage and you have numbers here, fight them. Keep pressing it in. Go for a double pick. Go for a triple pick. Go for a double pick with a flash. You know, keep the advantage. Whatever you do, try and play as much with the advantage as you can. And when you have disadvantage, understand that and play reactively. Play more defensively. Play to block. Play to be more passive. Yeah. So that's the execution part of decision making. So when you're looking at your demos, try and go through that checklist and understand, okay, was it the right play? Could I have done it better? Could I have incorporated my teammate? Could I have just delayed for my teammate, you know? Should I have died there? Or did I need to die there? It's all very important questions that you need to be asking yourself to improve. Alright, so this last example is going to be looking at your aim. Alright, if you're analyzing your gameplay and you're thinking that your aim is letting you down, alright, are you being too flicky? Is your crosshair in the right position from the start? Are you pre-aiming properly, right? Do you find that you're always aiming down then up? You know, you're going left, so you're going down, right, right. You know, you're going like 3 points to target the enemy instead of just like 2, you know? You want to keep your mouse on like a horizontal line most of the time. You want to be going left to right, left to right. You don't want to go up, down, left, right, because it's going to give you more points of contact. It will just weaken your overall aim, and the other team will be pre-aiming you, and they'll have to just react and just go left to right instead of left, right, up, down, sideways, diagonal, you know? So understand that's very important, guys. If you do find that you're flicking a lot and your mouse is going up and down, practice in deathmatch. Go slow. A lot of people I find just try and flick in 180 and take a lot of fights and unnecessarily flicking their mouse and trying to be crazy like they're in a frag movie when they're really just in deathmatch, you know? Deathmatch is to improve your aim. You don't need to be flashy. A lot of the time, going slower is way better and it's way stronger for your overall aim. You don't want to be that person that's flicking around 24/7 and they're getting cool kill here and there, but overall their aim is pretty weak and they're like bottom of the scoreboard and they're missing a lot of easy kills. You want to keep your aim smooth and consistent. If you're doing aim labs or anything, as well as deathmatch, going slower in the aim challenges, in grid shot and stuff. Go slower. Aim for a higher accuracy and percentage rather than higher, I don't know, time. If you're trying to have cool reaction time and you're trying to rush the grid shot, it's like, okay, cool. Maybe you have a low reaction time, but you're missing 30% of the shots, or you have a higher score, but you're missing 30% of shots. It's like, it doesn't really matter. You're shooting so many bullets and you're missing so many. You want to have like 95% plus in these aim challenges. You want to have nice, accurate aiming. It looks way cooler when when someone you're watching has higher accuracy and a high score than like high score but like fast, low accuracy. It just looks inconsistent. You don't want that. So go slower when you deathmatch. Don't worry about your damn kills or anything and how good you look in damn. It's all to practice. You're not playing for KD in deathmatch. You're playing to improve and you're playing to get sharp and hot. All right. That's very important to understand, and it's very like essential towards improving your aim overall. That will allow you to like not get capped. You'll be DMing to get better, not for kills. So you'll take more fights that are realistic. You'll jiggle lines rather than just like wide swing, wide swing, wide swing, wide swing. You're taking fights that you normally take, becomes more realistic. You get better. Your mouse isn't flicking all over the place. So you train yourself to not just like have crazy raw aim. Instead, you have consistent, smooth aim. All right? It's very important stuff. I think if there's anything you take away from what I just said, is just slower. Slower is better a lot of the time. Just take your time, aim at the head, then shoot. You don't need to flick. You don't need to have 0.02 reaction time. You need to have accurate shots when you shoot them. Because a lot of the time, people won't kill you instantly. You have a couple of shots. You have 2 or 3 shots to shoot, and then the fight will be over. So you have time to aim at their head and then shoot. You have time to relax and then know your crosshairs on them before you start spam panic shooting. That's like very important stuff to understand. And yeah, I hope it's helpful, guys. I hope this video was useful and you got something out of it. You get to see me DM a bit. Pretty wild scenes. I haven't DM'd today, so you get the raw DM footage. But yeah, I hope it was helpful and I hope you guys can take something out of it. Thank you.
Hello. I saw the ending of the video and I thought the thank you was pretty weak and lame. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you watching the video. And yeah, I hope you guys took something out of it. Also, I just want to name drop Tiny Tony and Kiro. Thank you guys. I appreciate your continued viewership. If anyone else would like to be name dropped, please let me know in the comments. Thanks, guys. Hope you have a good night or day.